Welcome back to Enthador, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dwarf Fortress version 0.42, and we are the fortress of Sandpillar. And I have some terrible news. The bad news just keeps on coming, ladies and gentlemen. The outpost liaison is here from the mountain homes, and he's meeting with our mayor, Mans Holtkrantz. And there's some terrible news to be relayed to the citizens of Sandpillar. Match Fountain, Future Cudgels, Dyke Assault, and Inky Spread, 4 fortresses of our civilization, have fallen in the past year to the mangy spider. They have left us alone at Sandpillar so far, but it was remarked in the comments about how kind of lame this war has been between the dwarves and the goblins. Well, apparently the goblins heard you because they decided to kick things up a notch, and how. So 4 of our holds have fallen in just 1 year to the mangy spider. I hope they come to Sandpillar. I hope we kill them all, but we're not quite ready yet. We don't have our traps set up. We don't have our spikes set up because the pit is full of rocks, which we have to take out. So that is something we have to do. Otherwise, what's changed in the civilization? Well, looks like Red Riddleorbs became mayor of the Enchanted Gate, replacing himself. And Zephon Vice Trees became mayor of the Bust of War, replacing Udib Browntongs. And other mayors are being replaced as well. What do we want? Well, we want as much leather as we could possibly get. So let's just take all this leather, all this good leather. I don't really care where it comes from, as long as it's leathery. Alright, great. Cloth, definitely. As much cloth as we can get. We'll pay a premium for it. Not silk, though. Wood, absolutely. Definitely need wood. Although luckily the humans and the elves both also give us wood. We have plenty of metal. We're going to export gems. Seeds are important, although we do have kind of a lot now, so we're going to go a little bit less. And let's get some rock nuts. Alright, weapons we can make ourselves. Ammo we can make ourselves. All of this we can make ourselves. You know, I'll get some instruments. I've been trying to make them, but they're very unintuitive. I guess I could have checked the wiki, but like, you have to make the pieces of the instrument, and that requires multiple workshops and multiple skilled classifications. Like, it doesn't even tell you. Like, I had this this instrument part in a Craftsdwarf workshop, and nobody was working on it until finally I just picked one of my dwarves at random to be a bone carver, and then what does he do? He soddles on over there and makes the part. So I'm like, screw you guys. I don't like instruments, so I'm just gonna buy them. We could always use more dogs. Let's get some female. Well, let's get a little bit of both. That way the price isn't too high. And more hens. We don't need roosters. Alright. Drinks are always good. I know we have them in the fort, but the more the merrier. It saves me time. I'm not going to buy any expensive stuff. You know, I might want some gypsum. And what does quicklime do? I know that makes concrete, but how does that function in Dwarf Fortress? Never seen that before. Gypsum, I forget if the gypsum that you buy off the traders can be used to make casts. Let's just assume for a second that it does. Meat's fine. Let's just get a little bit of everything. So obviously we're not producing much in the way of meat in our fortress, although we probably should have some chicken meat to produce. Actually, what am I saying? We won't, because we're eating the eggs and we're not letting the chickens actually breed. And the microphone is jiggling back and forth from all this action of me doing all this, so hopefully that doesn't bother you. Can't hear it. Hopefully. Garden vegetables. Definitely. Our dwarves don't want to get nutritional deficiencies, so we definitely want some greens, since we can't produce them in the fortress. And we're going to make our own bags one of these days. We haven't yet. Let's get some lye, charcoal, potash, pearlash, and coke. I'm just kind of stocking up on it when I can, and I think that's all I need. Look over the documents. Yep, we're going to be paying a premium. I understand that. Okay. Okay. What do they want next year? Legwear figurines. Okay, cool. We're making those anyway. Splints. No, we don't have any wood. Large gems. Okay, we can make some of those. Windows. Interesting. If we can get our glass industry up, we could start making some windows. Although, frankly, looking at what these people want is not really that important because we make plenty just from our stone crafts. But one of these days, if Toady ever implements a supply and demand system, then we're going to need to work on this. Also, looks like toys are wanted. Yes, we rise and fall together. Alright, folks. Well, let's profile a dwarf, shall we? We now have 90 named dwarves. We have 92 adult dwarves total and 18 children, which kind of bugs me because I set it to only have 5 children. But I guess that's only 5 children can be born, but they can still come to your fortress as migrants. So that leaves us with 110 if you're counting citizens, which means the goblins can and will attack us. Number 28. Number 28 is Ukor Steelclaw. Let's take a look at Ukor. There he is. Oop, what the hell? Wrong button. Oh, Ukor Steelclaw is our performer, which I'll show you in just a little bit. So we have a tavern now, and Ukor is our performer, and he has a room. Good for him. Ukor is the husband of Valton R, who is also our chief medical dwarf. The younger brother of Nenton. And that's it. Wow. Damn. Friends with Ninrek, Dragon, Throthgrad. Basically everybody. I'm not going to read them all. And the late Birdie Bot. Let's see here. I feel so good. Feels good. Feels nice. Let's see. He is delighted after watching a performance, and he feels euphoric due to inebriation. And with that, let me have a little bit of my Moscow Mule here. Oof. It's basically just vodka with a few drops of ginger beer in there. He was annoyed after having a drink without using a goblet. I have plenty of goblets. I made them for you. Overall, though, I think he's happy. The green stuff means he's really happy. The blue stuff means he's happy. The light blue stuff means he's happy. He was uneasy after being unable to pray to Ather the Blanketed Cover. Yeah, I should make a shrine at some point. He is 68 years old. Yeah, so that's pretty much his deal. But he is our performer in our tavern, which I will show you. Why not? So, this is our tavern. It is known as the Canyons of Dreaming. And we have 12 chests, really, but they're kind of in the bedrooms. I don't know why it says in common area. We have 20 goblets, 4 instruments. None of our rooms are being rented. I don't know if that's something that actually happens, because I haven't seen one rented room, even though people have visited us. We have a 7x11 dance floor. The tavern keeper is Jaxie. Not sure what the tavern keeper does, but Jaxie is good at it. And Ukor Steelclaw is our performer. You know what's funny is Dwarf Therapists will let you search dwarves based on all of their skills and abilities, but the skills relating to performance do not, like, they don't suggest it. Like, they don't say this person will make a good performer. And you look at the social skills and you don't see any of that stuff. So I just kind of looked at every dwarf individually and found one that had high musicality and all that. And that was Ukor Steelclaw. So yeah, we have some interesting characters here. We have, well, that's Ukor, that's our guy. But then we have a bard named Aban Idothduk. Another bard named Sibrek Dusimseth. There's Jaxie, just hanging out. And another bard here, Erush LaRousse Cazette. And we also had a human bowman at some point, but he looks like he's gone. Who are you? Thorgrim. Thorgrim the Reader. And this is another thing I don't get, though. Our citizens kind of mill about here. And they go into the inn portion of the tavern. And I don't understand why. There's dormitories for them. So most of them have bedrooms at this point. And this is really for visitors. So I'm not sure how to keep them out. It's really strange. Oh, and we have our first squad also. And they're here in this place training. They are a Mark's Dwarf squad. So they're just kind of learning some basic fighting and defense skills, armor use. I don't have any bolts, so I haven't actually had them start bolt training, but there's the room they're going to do that for when it's time to do that. And we can take a look at them. It's probably easier to do so with a Dwarf Therapist. It's called Fulgar's Federates, because it's led by Fulgar Goresmash. And also in the team is Yikali, Wombat, Torrid, Sharky Mouth, Caboose, and Madian McFinney. And they all have other duties and whatnot, but they're not going to use them because I have them as full-time militia. And eventually I'm going to put together a group of 5 melee dwarves as well, but right now these are our people. Let's see if they've gained any skills. Yeah, kind of. They've gained a lot of the basic skills in discipline, dodge, fighter, striker, and wrestler. That's interesting. Why is this staying? Okay, good, go. They also have gained a little bit of armor use and shield use, but not all of them. Sharky Mouth, do you not have a shield? Fulgar? No, Fulgar's good. Oh, yeah, I've got to make water skins. I made backpacks and quivers, but not water skins. That's a problem. And Sharky Mouth, what's your deal? You are missing gauntlets and high boots. A lot of people are. I thought I made plenty of those. Oh, well. So, but they're all pretty decent. The best of them all is Torrid, with 5 Mark's Dwarf or proficient crossbow. But everyone there is pretty good. We've also got a ton of new dwarves. Let me see here. Actually, I don't think there has been a migration since the last episode, now that I think about it. Has there been? Let's see. Bork Glasgow, Davnar. I made this one smart. Thaxkick? Oh boy, I'm not. Let's see. So we got Fredivalda, Davnar Thickskull, that's what it is, there we go. Dennis McBlarneybuff, Bork Glasgow, Gwendolyn, Kratos Shadowbane, Zarak, Wolf Kesvik, Riak, Thorgrim the Reader, Eilard Bullzome, Ixchel, Nexus Lay, Alice, JJJ Danny, Madian McFinney, Arstoxan Inspector, Drakatoter, Angram Stronghammer, Faxlim, Mr. Saref, Torel Abier, Alessandro Zoran, John Dead, the Dead King. I wonder how I think I just called him John Dead. Nenton, Enrico Beefsteak, Zach, Minadon, Garai, Aracia, and I think we're back to where we were. I think I already mentioned Hezekiah Bearchild in a previous video. So, that's everybody. We have a ton of dwarves. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the things that have changed in the fortress. Not much, actually. We're starting to put together our legendary dining room. And we're also starting to mine, since we have plenty of stone, but we're kind of running low on ores, and I'm looking for more coal. I have not been fortunate so far in finding it, but that's okay. I noticed some stuff here that's new. Let's mine that out. I'm basically just doing my typical mining pattern, finding gems and ore to dig out. There's some good stuff here. Just in case you wonder, I use a DF hack command called dig vein. It's DIGV. And what it does is, well, I'll show you real quick. Well, I can't show you actually. I was going to do it here, but I can't because these won't dig out since they're on the edge. But if you uncover one piece of ore, like say here, which I'm not going to dig out because it's the only wall between this and the outside, but you put the X on it, and then you go into DF hack and type in dig V, it will dig all of the ore out. It will automatically designate all of the ore in that particular vein to be dug out. Now, I don't consider that to be cheating at all because I figure the dwarves are smart enough to continue digging the ore. And I could do it manually, like I can dig all the ore that I see and then wait patiently and then dig all the ore that I see that gets uncovered after that area is dug and then keep doing it over and over again. But that takes a lot of my time. It'll yield the same result, but it's just super time intensive, so I'd rather just let the dwarves do it on their own. Oh, I can actually show it to you. Oh, we have coal. Thank the heavens, or thank Armok, or... But so, okay. So, you put the X over what you want to dig, go to DF hack, and just do dig V. And if you then go back to Dwarf Fortress, you'll see that all of the items of that particular thing have been dug out. And just so you know, it works for gems as well, but it will not cross a line you've already dug. So watch, since I'm at these bottom gems, if I click dig V, it'll only do them. It will not go up and do this gem here. So let's do the same thing for our coral up here. Probably won't be very much, but we'll do it. Okay. And let's do the same thing for... Oops. I gotta get out of designate. Let's do K. Do the same thing for the limonite. See, as you can see, it's all digging out now. And there's just a little bit more there. Let's do that. And done. So that should pretty much be everything on this particular portion of the world map here. I'm going to start moving out to the west, see what we got. I definitely need more coal. I'm really glad that we stumbled upon some here, and what seems to be a fairly large amount of it. And we'll move to the west here as well, because we don't have an actual tunnel that goes to the south. It's our aqueduct. We do have a tunnel that goes up here, which is actually really close. These two can meet up pretty easily. So that's our digging. Here's our bedroom floor. It's working out. I use planning mode for most of it. So as I'm building things, they're being set up and I'm assigning rooms to people. Our starting 7, well, our starting 6 anyway, I'll have the extra large rooms, and then we have our mayor down here. And even though we have a new mayor, in honor of the old mayor, he has not one, but 2 statues of Birdiebot Neoclasp, and basically highlighting her ascension as expedition leader and honoring her because she is no longer with us. We also have a new artifact, but it didn't get put inside our artifact stockpile because it's an instrument, and I guess all instruments, no matter what your stockpile settings, immediately go to the tavern, which is where it went. I'm a little upset about that, but, you know, whatever, as long as it doesn't get stolen. But at least we have some history. This is a lignite aural. By the way, I have no idea what an aural is. I think it's kind of like a guitar, because that's what it looks like, but that could just be the icon. So it could be, I don't know, something completely different. All craft dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with oval lignite cabochons, decorated with blue peafowl leather, and encircled with bands of rectangular lignite cabochons and point-cut black opals. On the item is an image of Clanboard, the lignite aural, in lignite. So it has an image of itself in lignite, even though it's made out of lignite. Wow, it's like instrumentception. On the item is an image of pines in black opal, which makes a lot of sense because, you know, Sandpillar, right next to the pine forest. On the item is an image of 2 marquise-cut gems in black opal. The aural is... Oh, there we go. What kind of instrument is this? Oh, I don't know, Marcus. Well, why don't you read the description? The aural is a large handheld stone wind instrument consisting of a central wind chest and 6 conical wooden pipes. So it's basically a bagpipe, fitted with free reeds. The musician selects the pitch by stopping holes. The instrument has a nearly 4-octave range going from very low to a mid-high pitch. The instrument has an even, sonorous timbre. Well, great. Hopefully, Ukor will be able to play it and entertain our guests. All right, bedroom floor number 2. is all smoothed and dug out, but it needs to obviously be furnished. But that's where our dormitory has moved to. But I only see kids in the dormitory ever. So that kind of makes me worried that adults are not using it for one reason or another. I think, yeah. So it's a dormitory Y. So there's nothing here that says only kids can be here, but apparently, yeah, the kids just like hanging out. There's a third floor of bedrooms and another dormitory. You know, I don't think we're going to need all these bedrooms because I keep forgetting that dwarves get married and live together. So I think I'm trying to get enough bedrooms for every person, but that's stupid because a lot of them live together. I have some little extra large rooms in the middle for our military. I feel that because they risk themselves defending Anvil quested, oh my god, Sandpillar, they deserve better accommodations. So as soon as these rooms are furnished, I will move our military, many of whom already have bedrooms, but I'll move them into the better ones. Alright, this is the Hall of History, and what the hell? I could have sworn I put no bins in these stockpiles. No. Let's get rid of these bins. This is for our artifacts. These are our pillars that we will engrave to celebrate each year we've been here. So theoretically, we should already have engraved. I think I'm going to do 2 a year, so we should have 6 of them already engraved. And then one of these rooms will also be where we put the memorials to our fallen heroes. Which is funny, because I've already memorialized Birdie Bot in her own tomb, but I'm also going to memorialize her again up here, because I forgot about that. And we also did lose... was it Rob? Reb? Rob. We lost Rob. He couldn't find the silk he needed, and as a result he went crazy and died. Just another day in Dwarf Fortress. We did manage to kill a kobold thief, Shlulger. Can't look at him, but our intrepid team of Marks dwarves just beat him to death with their iron crossbows. That's how he ended. And here's the exit. As you can see, we're trying to drag out these boulders. You know what? To get things ready for the eventual death pit here. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to get rid of the stones just around the death pit. I think this is enough space. Maybe 3 on either side, 4 on either side. Let's get rid of that. That way the doors will more quickly get rid of those and we can start building up our spikes. I'm going to start making them out of iron at first because, again, glass production is being very slow. Here comes everybody. Glass production is really slow because, not because of lack of fuel. We have plenty of fuel, but because of a lack of bags to put our sand in. So, but we are out of time, ladies and gentlemen, so I need to trade with these merchants and get some good stuff. Trading is kind of boring, so it's nothing you're going to want to watch. But I need lots of things. And, yeah. Oh, the tavern sure cleared out. I guess everybody's going down to pick up a boulder, which is great. That's what I want them to do. Hopefully by next episode, I'll have a lot more bedrooms taken care of, and I'll have my melee squad suited up and ready to go. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am Marcus Aurelius. I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.